Hello everybody, yeah, Genghis here again, and we have some pretty damn awesome gameplay, so stay tuned for the rest of this video. While we are slowly waiting for this to start. I didn't just unpause it, right? Wait, let's just make sure. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we are on Erlenberg. I'm in the M48 Patton. M48 Patton, probably even the most recent tier 10 I got. I definitely got it like half a year ago, but as most of you probably know, I was pretty much inactive for the last half year, like mostly. I don't even have 100 games on this tank yet. I think it's around 60, 70 around now. This game being played 2 days ago and I have hardly played it since. Yeah, we're in Erlenberg. M48 Patton used to be a pretty shitty tank. Used to be really, really OP. Then it got pretty much nerfed into the ground and it was pretty shitty. But I don't know exactly when, half a year ago, something like that. It got a bunch of buffers to... Okay, now it's gonna get tricky. Definitely DPM, aka reload. Alpha didn't get changed. View range didn't get changed. I don't think the armor... Oh, I got an HD model. Maybe armor even got changed a bit in the HD model or something, but not much. But basically, I think soft stats, aka accuracy in the move, and DPM would be my best guesses. Got improved. And since then, it's actually a really, really fun tank, at least. It's definitely a decent tank. It has magnificent gun depression. It's got 420 base view range, which is always really, really nice, right? Because it allows you to get to ridiculously high top view rates. It's got 390 alpha gun, which has like the nice standard pen, you know, the good old pen, not the kind of TVP pen, so you have 268 and 330, right? Not quite the 340 heat that you get on like the 1-to-1 and a couple heavies. Maybe even a couple other mediums, but at least it's 330 heat and it's 268 APCR, which is actually really good. Yeah, like even the Russian mediums only get 265 APCR. Not that 3 APCR pen at that height makes much of a difference, but well, it's nice to have. The view range is definitely very nice. However, the tank also has some really, really strong setbacks. It's huge. It's got really, really, really no camo. Like, none whatsoever. At least for a medium, right? Like, you're still better off than a mouse, but, well, I'm pretty much sniping here, but don't worry, I'm gonna move in quickly. But, you know, well, I have the shots, so it's stupid not to take the shots. So yeah, gonna move up and try and use my turret, pretty aggressively. It's pretty slow, it's pretty huge, it's got no camo, that's basically the drawbacks. And it's like the armor is like meh. And you have a cupola on top, which is like huge. Like the turret can bounce, but don't rely on it. And the upper plate can bounce, but don't rely on it. And the lower plate is butter, and the side is butter, or on the side of the turret is butter, and everything else is butter. But you still bounce enough to make the armor like worth mentioning, if that makes sense. Like it's not a Leo, right? You definitely do bounce some shots at the front of your turret, especially lower pen tanks. You definitely do bounce some shots at the front of your hull, especially when like angling upwards. The upper plate can actually become... Maybe that even gets shown right now, right? Become kind of angling upwards. Let's say this is kind of the VKB's angle, right? I don't know, maybe it's like this or whatever, but if he doesn't actually shoot/see the lower plate and is too stupid to go for like this or the cupola or whatever, right? And he hits the upper plate at this kind of an angle, you're actually pretty likely to bounce off, especially if you hit like the outside or the top parts. So using gun depression definitely improves your armor. Your turret armor too, right? Because like when aiming up, people are more likely to bounce, mantle, blah blah blah. But your turret armor really isn't too reliable. Same goes for the hull. But again, it's nice to bounce shots like from a T55A, from a VKB, from people not shooting gold, all those kind of things. I'm using this ridgeline very, very consciously. Yeah, like I'm not randomly in this area instead of pushing over here. I see my team there moving up. I know I myself have 10 degrees of gun depression, like literally everywhere, which is completely ridiculous. And I'm gonna go in my view just so you see how big or not big the reticle gets, right? Like, really. I'm not moving much, but in the Leopard or in a Batcha, I think many of you are aware, moving this much, or in a lower tier tank, right? Your reticle completely goes back to basically being unaimed. Well, on the Patton, you really need to start actually driving. Anyway, we managed to win this flank, as I thought. We've got 6.5 minutes left. And, yeah. I see that we're getting pushed from behind, so I decided to at least go and, you know, put some damage into that. Get a nice snap into the Leo. I see the Yak Tiger on the left, so I make sure I stay kind of low until I get behind the houses. The Rule's coming from behind. I see that they're both running, so I'm going to try and cut them off, right? Well, actually, I thought so, but then the Rule doesn't run, for whatever reason. But the Leo's still running. He gets a snap into me. But, like, since I went pretty aggressively forwards, he's got no way of getting out. And, yeah, I got in there. I hide behind here until I get unspotted from the Yak Tiger. Then we go on. So that's all good and great, right? But in the meantime, well, we kind of won this. I even think we had like pretty nice advantage at some point. But knowing this map, I'm not even going to pause it here because I'm slow enough while driving. There's a really OP position, as you probably know. Like, if there's a spotter anywhere plus a good TD in the bush here, aka Griller, in this matchmaking, in like right A9, it's actually trees, it's not bushes. You can completely rape everything down the bridge, everything in the open, everything, nearly everything in the cap, and so on and so on. So I don't see a point for me to go over there. Like, it's just suicide to push here. They could even have 4 TDs here, right? Like, look at thing as the enemy setup. Okay, maybe not quite, but the Bordic wasn't spotted when I started going south. So I looked at the enemy setup and I'm like, okay, what could in theory, let's actually pull it here. What could I in theory meet down here, right? I could actually pretty likely meet a Gorilla. No joke, it's pretty likely that at some point the Gorilla is like, whether he starts here, he starts here, he starts up here, or he starts up here, right? Because he hasn't been spotted yet. Especially if he starts like up here, or even going aggressively here, or here and then here, and he sees not much on his flank, it's pretty possible that something like, okay, let's go forwards and get some ass shots, for example, right? Like, when the Leo and so on rushed in, maybe he's over here, or maybe was here trying to get shots, now he's driving back. So, like, actually meeting the Gorilla is really what I'm scared of right here. I was actually considering really going, like, the careful way through the water there, and along the ridges and around the back, but it's assault, so only 5 minutes left already, and I'm not in a bad chat, right? I'm in an M48. Meanwhile, feel free to read chat, Kappa. So, possibly a Griller, actually also possibly a Batchet Archer, because you never know where those run. The M103, right, last spotted here, I don't know exactly when, but it's definitely kind of a fast tank, could be down here. And that's actually already kind of it. Maybe the Ferdinand. The Yak Tiger was spotted here recently. The lure of it being here is way too slow to like go around and get up here, right? And he's not going to cross through the open normally. The Ferdinand, maybe the Ferdinand. Like, the Ferdinand could be like up here or maybe here or something. I would be surprised being the Ferdinand all the way here. But that, guys, is the advantage of having 420 base spot plus optics plus cola plus a decent crew. aka like 5 something meters view range. I spot everything at like max range. They don't spot me in return. And that allows me to go forwards, get behind a tree, so I definitely don't get spotted while shooting. Even a tree and a bush, or even 2 trees and a bush. And yeah, I can start to farm the Ferdinand. I get spotted by the Yak Tiger actually driving out there. I should have probably noticed that myself too. I stop real quick or slow down to get a snapshot into him. He misses his return shot, I think. Is my memory that good? No, he doesn't. Okay, my memory isn't that good. Anyway, get another shot into him. I really hope you can like see the advantages and the disadvantages of this tank. Yeah, look at this aim time. Like the aim time, the accuracy on the move, and all together are really, really great. The final accuracy is pretty meh. The gun depression is really great. The view range is really great. The camo and size is really meh. It's really a mixed bag, yeah. But I don't know. Those who know me a bit more, like those who actually watch my streams a lot and stuff like that, are probably aware that I really like tanks which are kind of meh quite often. For example, I really like the 1-to-1, like I really consider it a really fun tank to play. I really like the 430, yeah. I don't know if you can count the 50M as meh, because it's rather weak, right? But I don't know, IS4, E5 before the buff, those kind of tanks, where you kind of have to like use your brain, right? Like post buff IS5, like aka IS5 of patch 9 until 9.17. E5, I mean, I don't know if I just said IS5, is just like stupid, I have way too much armor and I kill you. Managed to track him, I think that was gonna pen, but it doesn't. But he still doesn't have the gun depression even if I go here, but then I notice a Ferdinand. So it's gonna get really tricky. I'm gonna have to make this, because if I don't go forwards, right, then I can pen him, but I can't retrack him, which is what I actually do now. If I don't go forwards. I can pen him, but I can't retrack him, which allows him to repair his track and come over. But I figured that I would be able to just about reload in time. Ferdinand repositions, get a shot into me, finally. And gets my driver too. Get one in return. And right now, I'm not sure if I reload first, but I assume so. And I load heat for his, or I had heat loaded. Because I just definitely did not want to take one more shot from that guy. So that was the first heat round fired this game, by the way, yeah. That 30 superstructure. And also, I'm like 80% sure to pen that 30 with APCR. You really don't want to take 490 damage when you're on 800 HP and you want to make sure you carry. So that's why I loaded that extra heat shell. And I know that the furthest reload is at least above 10 seconds. Right? Or at least just under 10. Just under, maybe it can be like 9.8 or something. But I actually think it's more like 10.5 or something, even in like the best situation. So either way, I'm around 2 to 3 seconds faster than him. And considering he only fired like maybe a second before me, that's why I was pretty confident I would be able to get in my shot just before he would reload. Considering they only have a Gorilla and a Batchet RT and a Bordic left, I would be really stupid if I don't load HE at this point. So I load HE. I should actually load a bit more HE in this tank, I'm considering right now. Right, like having 4 or 5 doesn't hurt, considering you have like I think this was 36, this was 18, right? That's like nearly 60 shells. Anyway, Borley gets up over there. I managed to one-shot him with a nice HE roll. HE alpha is actually kind of low on this tank. YD, actually that's okay. I know. HE alphas are weird in this game, guys. I promise you. If you're ever really bored, compare proportionally like HE to AP alphas between different tanks. Yes, I was really bored once. You get some pretty weird results. Anyway, get a nice shot into the Gulle. Not getting any spotty damage, obviously, because the 140 is the other guy shooting him, and he's also spotting him. Managed to get a nice HE pen, but it's a really low roll. Whatever, what you gonna do? Get the kill on the Gulle even. And then I aim for the bat shot. I'm not gonna rush in. And then I miss. And there goes. What's the medal called for 10 kills? Kolabanos? No. Kolabanos is good win against 5. Well, anyway, let's have a look at the post-game stats. There goes my 10th kill, aka my... Would that be my third, I think, game with over 10 kills. Yeah, I'm not really good at this game, am I? But anyway, I got 9 kills in the end. I actually got my first mark in this game. As I said, I don't even have 100 games by far yet, so I'm not that surprised at not having 2/3 marks yet. I don't even know if I'll ever 3 mark this thing. But yeah, we ended up doing 9,324 damage, getting 9 kills. Spotting 1,243. Actually blocking 2 or 3 shots. 2 shots for 1,100, doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, because tracks or something, yeah, whatever. Anyway, blocking 1,000. Out of... Well, I missed 5 shells out of the 37, out of the 32 which did hit. 4 didn't pen. But then again, I mean, like, looking at the matchmaking, right, there isn't much I could have bounced off in general, like VK maybe, and that's about it. Yak Tiger superstructure. So not too surprised I bounced too much. Obviously, this was a pretty good map. I made 37,000 credits in the end. Using Cola and a big rep kit. Well, actually, only one. Cola and a small rep kit, I guess. And a bunch of ammo. So that's pretty nice, and I also got a pretty nice triple and so on. Yeah, I don't know. I hope you're happy with seeing the post-game stats, all the medals. Tell me what you think of this video. I think it was a bit more like flowingly blah blah-y in general than my other videos. If that makes any sense whatsoever to you. Did you enjoy that? Did you not enjoy that? Did you not notice any difference? Other videos, obviously, as in random videos. And yeah, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow me on Twitch, make sure you go watch all my stuff because it's also awesome. And make sure you like and comment. And obviously, Kappa. See you next time, guys. Bye bye. Kings here.